In this final Illustrator Project tutorial, I want to talk to you about creating a portrait here in Adobe Illustrator. I call this a low polygon portrait. You can literally create a realistic portrait without drawing a single curve. It's a very cool, very stylized manner for creating portraits. And with that in mind, I'm going to show you what I have here. So I'm going to go to File and Open. And on my desktop, I will find my Illustrator demos. And right here, I have a folder called Low Poly Portrait References. These are all little screenshots of portraits that I've done using the same technique I'm going to show you. These are all portraits drawn without a single curve. So we'll just take a look at Frozen here. And I'll just open that up. So you can see everything here has been indicated without a single curve. They're all just straight lines, straight edges. Okay, so I gave you a folder of a couple of screenshots that you can look at. If I go back to File and Open, one of the folders that you don't have that I wanted to show here are other student examples. Okay, I also have a series of videos. These videos, 6 short videos, will walk you through the process on how to create a low poly portrait. Everybody with these samples simply watch these 6 videos and I'll show you what they came up with. So I'm just going to start with this one. This one came out so beautiful. I will ignore the photo that they drew from and check that out. Are you kidding? This is a first semester Illustrator student. And check that out. That definitely looks like Captain America. That is incredible. All straight edges. Look at the detail on that portrait. I love it. I wish I drew that. Okay, so one of the things that helps when you go to choose who you want to draw is get a nice close-up detailed headshot. Don't start with a full body because then the head is so small you can't see what you're doing. Professionally shot photos have way better lighting. So if I go to view and outline, there's your proof. That is a drawing right there. They just created lots and lots of shapes. And there's your preview. Okay, so that's one example. Never used Illustrator before my class, and that's what she came up with. That is incredible. Here's another one. This student just drew her little brother. Okay, so it's all about what values you see in a photo. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. She just had a good outdoor photo of her little brother and did an amazing job. And notice her layers. Okay, she's using layers just like everybody else should. So she starts with a background. Then she blocked in, well, that's your fill. Let's go in with his, let's see. She did it piece by piece. Okay, there's hair. There's his mouth. There's his eyes. There's his neck. There's the shirt. More hair. Then the middle of his face. Ear and left hair. More hair. More and more details. And his freckles. And then she had a few gaps in here, so she just drew a layer of a bunch of shapes that kind of filled up the gaps. Okay, you build it through layers. Cannot stress that enough. Here's another great one. Just drew a portrait of the friend. Look at the simplicity of the shapes. That is awesome. What you want to try to avoid, though, is all the little gaps. Okay? Gaps can become a big problem in Illustrator. So watch my tutorial. I talk about smart guides and how to avoid those gaps. This person just did a portrait of a video game character. There we go. And you could see again when I turn that off, they drew the neck, then the nose, then they're adding piece by piece or section by section by section. Okay, totally up to you. I tend to draw everything on just one layer when it comes to a portrait, but these are all examples of people who were brand new to Illustrator. So I'll just select those and open all those so you can see them. I'll ignore any broken links here. All right, so this person did a portrait of a movie star from the 40s. Look at the beautiful hair on that portrait. That is gorgeous. Straight edges, zigzag lines denote hair. Smoother shapes, blockier shapes denote skin tones. She even incorporated some patterns for the clothing. And that is such a beautiful portrait. There's another portrait. Black Widow from the Avengers. You can see the simplicity of some of these shapes. You don't have to draw 1,000 or 10,000 strands of hair to let people know they're looking at hair. Zigzag lines are indicative of hair. That is great. There's a singer. Look at how beautiful this shape is right here. Look how big that shape is. Look how long that shape is. She totally simplified the portrait. These look like little shattered pieces of glass. But man, that is an awesome portrait. Not a single curve in there. I love that portrait. This is a great one. Let me go to view and hide the grid. There we go. I believe there's a K-pop singer or something. That's really, really cool shapes. But again, when you zoom in, you want to watch out for these little gaps. So your white arrow will always fix those. You can click on a shape right there and move that over. You want to watch out for those little gaps. Okay. So let me close that. And here's one of Billie Eilish. And she just used kind of faded colors. Love that shape right there. I get it. It's hair. You don't need to show every strand of hair. That's a beautiful portrait. Okay, let me show you a few more. Again, these are all students from past classes. They literally watched the demo and then did a portrait. It doesn't take a lot. Okay, a lot of these are repetitive. So here's another portrait. It's not an Illustrator file though. It's just a photo, but man, look at that. That is amazing. Simple, simple, simple shapes. Blocky shapes. When you zoom out, you don't look at blocks. You look at color. You look at Johnny Depp right there. That is amazing. Let me go back and open up one more right here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I did have it. So let's take a look at these layers. Love it. I'm going to option click right there. There's the photo that she drew from. Okay, really nice, beautiful, clear. Let's take a look at that. Look at all the detail in the hat. And then I'm going to go find the layer for the hat. Look how she simplified that. That's what we're talking about right there. Are you kidding? Nobody's going to draw all of that stuff. She didn't have to. Look at the hat wrap. Look at this design. There's continuous tones of color. But I can see a dark tone there, then a medium tone, then a lighter tone, then a brighter tone, then a medium tone, then a dark tone. She's doing the same thing. Okay? Look at all that hair. There's no way you draw every single strand of hair. You draw the pieces like that. That's all you need. Sections of hair, not individual strands. There's the hat, Bobby. Let's just turn this off and see. Look at the detail in these eyes. Every little piece. Let me just unlock these layers. Every little section. That is crazy amounts of detail. I don't think you need to go that detailed, but those are some beautiful sets of eyes right there. And then she adds the upper face. Notice she's using longer vertical shapes for the vertical nature of the nose. Notice how she's using kind of curved, angular shapes for the curvature of the cheeks. Then she does the lower face. Then we've got the left sleeve right down here. Okay, break it up into pieces. The fingers, the teacup, the bow, and little details to finish it off. Okay, so watch the tutorial videos. They will literally walk you through the process. I'll just show you here on my screen. If I go back to that final folder here, low poly portrait videos. You have 5 of them. I do the portrait or start the portrait of Daredevil. I'm going to show you a bunch of other portraits that I've done through these tutorials. So use them to your advantage. Every one of these people who drew these portraits use those same 6 tutorial videos, and they came up with some amazing artwork just after watching my 6 simple tutorials. Look at those eyes. She didn't have to draw 25 shapes to make up an eyeball. Did one for the shadow, one for the color, and one for the details around the color. She totally got it. This is one of my most favorite portraits done in this style. I love it. The rest is up to you. These are due by the end of the semester. Draw whoever you want. Just get a good, well-lit headshot. Watch the tutorials. It will walk you through the process. And man, I look forward to seeing what you can come up with now that we are at the end of our discussions for using Adobe Illustrator. Thank you for taking this long journey with me, and I really appreciate you taking my class. Show me what you learned. I look forward to seeing your work. Until next time, bye.